Have you ever looked at someone and wondered what is going on inside their head?
Sydney.
Whoa, hey, guys, no, seriously, don't ever do that again. This video is sponsored by My Mind, a place you are never welcome in again. Inside Out 2 was directed by Kelsey Mann and released in theaters this weekend. And this movie is the long-awaited sequel to Inside Out, which we got 9 years ago. And I will be I won't be the first to admit it, that Pixar is kinda struggling lately, I'll be honest, with stuff like Lightyear, Turning Red, stuff like that. It just hasn't been hitting for them like it used to within that run of, like, from Toy Story all the way to, like, Toy Story 3. Let's just put it in that time range. But I am happy to say that Inside Out 2 is a really, really good movie. So we're not going to do a big non-spoiler section. This is just going to get into the meat and potatoes of the plot. So really, I'm just going to give you a brief rundown of my overall thoughts on the film in a non-spoilery way, and then we will get to spoilers, because there is a bit of stuff to talk about. So if you are wary of spoilers, make sure to click off before that point in the video, because then we will be in spoiler territory. And as always, thanks for your support on the movie reviews. I love doing these. So let's get into this. So, in this movie, our main character, Riley, is going through some changes. She is entering puberty. She's now 13 years old, and our emotions have to figure out how to adjust to that, and they also have to learn how to coexist with the new emotions. There is ennui, there is embarrassment, there is envy, nostalgia is there a little bit, pops up here and there, but the main one is anxiety. That is the big new addition to this franchise, or this movie. And she's voiced by Maya Hawke, daughter of Ethan Hawke, who I think is really awesome. So I was happy to see her in this, and I'm really glad to say she's probably the standout in the movie. Her performance is just really great. You know, she captures that hyperactive energy that you would expect the anxiety emotion to have. And they do some really interesting stuff with her in this movie. There's a lot of things that she does in this movie that, you know, the other emotions are like, why? What is she doing? Why is she worrying about that? Why is she doing this? She's breaking, you know, she's breaking our girl. She's hurting Riley. And they're trying to figure out a way to kind of coexist with anxiety and teach her some of the ways that they have learned to keep Riley safe without hurting her and being overprotective. It doesn't have, I would say, the big emotions of the first movie, with that heart-punching emotion near the end with that resolution between Riley and her parents, and also the stuff with, like, Bing Bong and stuff like that. But I think this is still very solid. It's a very great sequel. I actually like it more than the first one, if that sounds crazy based on what I just said. It just really has a great feel to it, where you have all of the emotions along for the adventure. You have, of course, this new take on anxiety. Me being, you know, having been a teenager, I can relate to some of this stuff that she has went through. And anxiety is the thing that is constantly creeping up on me, so I can appreciate them taking a look at that and kind of presenting it in a way to make kids, you know, aware of it, that this is, you know, younger audiences, that this is something that's going to come into your life, but it's not going to be the end of the world, because you're always going to have your other emotions, and they really do show how all of those emotions make you who you are. You aren't just defined by one emotion, one characteristic, one personality trait. You're all of your emotions collectively make you you. So I'm giving Inside Out 2 an 8 out of 10. I would say it's kind of, I was kind of teetering between a 7 or an 8, because I give the first movie a 7. It's really, really great. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely close to an 8, but I still love it. Okay, but this one is very good. I really enjoyed it, so it's gonna go with an 8 out of 10. So join me in the spoiler section. We're gonna talk briefly about what happens with anxiety and Riley and all that. So join me there. So entering spoilers, the big thing that really takes place in this movie is anxiety taking over Riley and really not doing things that are that good for her. She leaves her friends to go be with this new person that she wants to impress. She tries to look and see in the coach's book and see if she's made the team, and she gets up early and starts practicing, so she hardly has any sleep. And they really push Riley to her limit in this movie, to the point where, like, she has a full-on panic attack in the third act, and the other emotions have to kind of take charge and show Anxiety that what she has done, sure, it was with good intentions, because Anxiety is almost treated like a villain in this movie, but near the end we kind of get to that overall sense of, like, she did some bad things. She did really hurt Riley here, what she did. But that pain is also kind of necessary for Riley to have that growth, to overcome those feelings like that, and have to deal with this big weight on her shoulders that, this week at hockey camp is going to determine what's going to happen with her in the next few years. So there's a lot of stress with her, going on with that. And Anxiety is taking on the role of, like, alright, I'm going to do what's best for Riley. I'm going to get her to the top no matter what it takes, And Joy kind of shows Anxiety that what she's done has hurt Riley, even though it was with good intentions. She was trying to help, but she needs to let the other emotions kind of rein in what she's done, because, like I said in the non-spoiler section, all of our emotions define who we are. It's not just one. So Anxiety can't really take full control, because that's what she does. She kicks out the other emotions and sends them to the, like, way far back, like beyond, almost like beyond where we were in the first movie when Sadness and Joy got taken out of there. But they managed to get to the back of the mind, where they find that they have dumped Riley's personality there. What makes Riley Riley. And they had this really good arc with Joy where she's trying so hard to work together with the other emotions to get this personality to fix Riley. And they're all kind of being, themselves. They're being angry, disgusted, fearful, and sad. And there's a point where Joy actually, like, breaks down and, like, yells at them. And I was like, that feels really, like, that felt raw. And Amy Poehler did a good job with that. I really think she did. So there's plenty of emotion here. Like I said, it doesn't quite reach the highs of the first movie, but it's right there. It's really good. And Riley basically comes to terms with the fact that, yeah, she wants to be popular, and she is a little bit selfish in that, but that's okay, because she's also a good person. She wants to be with her friends. She reconciles with them, and it was a really, really good ending for that arc that she's going on. Now, if there is a third one, I would like to see her going into college, what that would be like. That would be pretty cool. I think that would be awesome. Of course, that would probably take some time. It took them 9 years to make this one, but we'll see, based on the success of this movie, what they're going to do. But I definitely suggest you guys go see Inside Out 2. Bring your siblings, bring your kids, what have you. Bring them along, because it's a fun time. And that's where I'm going to end it for this review. I'm going to keep it short and sweet. Go out and see it. It's a very good time. It's very endearing. It's wholesome. A lot of lessons to be learned there for the kiddos. A lot of new emotions that they can kind of discover early, and you can kind of talk to them and explain to them what it all means and what Anxiety's purpose is. And, yeah, it's just a really good, fun-filled time. Lots of colorful Disney goodness in there. Disney has kind of been not on the best terms with me the past year, because last year was abysmal, with the exception of, like, maybe Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. But I'm glad to see that we're starting to kind of recover a little bit, at least Pixar is. So, thanks so much for watching the review. Let me know what you thought of Inside Out 2 down in the comments below. Take care, everybody, and goodbye.